Hello and welcome to my channel Inspiring Life Changes. My name is Colette and I'm here to do a reading today for all you Pisceans out there. It will be a general read, so it's not going to resonate with every and each Piscean, but it is a read for Sun, Moon, Venus and Rising Pisceans. If you don't know where your Moon, Venus and Rising signs are, I will be placing a link in the description box down below for a free natal chart, so you can go and check that out. And also my email will be in the description box down below as well, if you would like to have a private personal reading after this reading. If you don't feel that your message is in these cards here, you could also check out my other videos that I have been putting up and will be putting up in the future. So today your reading is being done with a Greek Mythic Tarot and the Gilded Tarot. And this is the first card that came out for you at the heart of your reading, Pisceans. The Four of Wands, and it's reversed. So this is saying to me that there has been a challenge, or you are in a time of something that's come in as a challenge in your life, and you're not sure whether you want to take this up or not because it's reversed. If it was up this way, I would say yay, you know, you're standing there, you've got everybody around you that you need, you're ready, your boat's come in and you're kind of really raring to go on this new adventure, because this is really what this is about. It is about a new adventure. And new adventure, of course, can be a challenge because we don't know where this boat, which for me represents life, is going to take us. This is the adventure. Getting on this boat is the adventure. But this is reversed. So I get this feeling that somebody isn't ready. Somebody's reluctant, somebody's hesitating, somebody doesn't feel maybe that they have the support that they need in order to be able to take this challenge up and this new journey. But having just had the new moon in Sagittarius, and this is a Wands, it is all about that fire creative energy. Sagittarius was very much, the new moon was about these kind of new beginnings. And new challenges, new journeys, new going beyond the boundaries that you know. That's all very Sagittarius energy. Pushing beyond the boundaries. Taking up that challenge. And the cards that came out over the top, in fact there wasn't a card that came out over the top as such, so I will tell you what's in your head and what you're aware of. Although there are other cards connected to that card, which I will read later. The Five of Cups is what's in your head, and it's what you're aware of, Pisces, at this moment in time. And this could also be why you're kind of holding back on this as well, because this is a feeling of being betrayed, of somebody running out on you, of you feeling kind of quite desolate, kind of quite alone, on your own, wanting to know somebody on a deeper level. This feeling of, with the Five of Cups, I always see it as somebody who's running out because they're not prepared to kind of show their true self. They kind of have this facade that they show to the world, and even when they're in a relationship they can't quite allow that kind of deeper part of themselves to be shown. And this could also relate to you, Pisces. This could also relate to somebody that you are either have been involved with or still are involved with. Cross watchers, this could also be your energy or the energy of the person that you have been involved with or are involved with, interested in. But it is a relationship related card because it's a cup card. Cups always relate to the emotions. But these four cups down here have been spilt. There is still one card, a cup, sorry, left standing. And this is the cup where kind of the first cup, if you like, the offering cup, where love began. So it's kind of saying the story isn't finished, or the story doesn't have to be finished. But I feel that it is a challenge. There is a challenge here, and you're not sure whether it's worth taking that challenge. You're not sure if you even want to take that challenge. It's a time of confusion for you. But because it's a 4 here, it is saying that there's a stability within this. There has been a foundation that has been built up within this situation. Something solid. But in saying that, at the bottom of this you have the Tower. This is what's underneath everything. This is the subconscious realm. The Tower has kind of brought in this, I get this kind of feeling of bringing down this foundation, bringing down this kind of whatever it was that caused this situation to happen. And the Tower, to me, always represents a kind of Capricorn kind of energy of building things. It's quite Piscean in the sense as well, of trying to build a tower, literally, in the middle of the ocean. And it not happening for you. It just keeps coming down. And this could have something to do with the fact that I believe your 12th house is in Capricorn. Yeah, your 12th house is in Capricorn, Pisces. So you may be feeling that this is an ongoing situation with you at the moment. And I think actually that's come up in your astrology, because I have actually done your astrology, intuitive astrology already. And I will be recording that later today and putting it out there. And this is, because it's a major arcana, this is a long ongoing situation. So this is something that you may feel has happened to over and over again. Maybe a situation of different relationships that you kind of put your time and your energy and you kind of build something up with it. And then something happens and it feels as though everything just falls apart. But the Tower moment is also a moment of kind of trying to go beyond where you've got to. And I feel that that is kind of what this card here is about as well. This running out, this person maybe not ready yet to go beyond wherever your relationship has reached. They may not be capable of it yet. You may want more than they do at this moment in time. They may have freaked them out and they've run off. Or you may have got freaked out and run off. But there is this kind of energy with the Tower. For me, the Tower always comes from within. It's a situation that kind of we have to break free from this Tower ourselves. So it's a situation where we kind of bring in the destruction, if you like, even though it seems as though it comes from an outside force, because it will be an outside force that does actually destroy in that sense. It will be something from outside, which is why we always tend to see it as something from without ourselves. But actually the Tower is more about from what's within. It's more about kind of, if you think of this structure as being lots of kind of bricks of kind of building yourself up into almost like your own prison in a way, and then that need to break free, which can be very Uranus as well. There can be elements of Uranus in this card too. This kind of lightning striking the building, and Poseidon down here, who is your ruler, of course, Neptune, who's just awoken from his deep slumber. So interesting card in the sense of what it's kind of saying. Is that this had to happen in a way. It had to happen. Even though you're now standing here on this shore and this boat is kind of still there waiting, which for me represents the relationship, this boat, because this is what life is about, and in your head at the moment is this kind of feeling of betrayal within a relationship. So I'll just apologise for the squeaking of my chair if you can hear it, because it's every time I move it kind of goes ee, ee, ee. So I hope you can't hear it, but I just apologise if you can. I'll try not to move too much. The next card that we have moving out, the energy that's been around for a while, Temperance, also speaks to me very much about this being a relationship, because this represents two hearts. It's the flow of energy between two hearts. Normally it would represent, in the traditional kind of tarot deck and in the traditional relationships, it represents the masculine gold heart, as in active, doing, the sun energy, very kind of doing, dynamic energy. And the silver cup represents the feminine moon energy of being very much more passive and receiving. Now, this doesn't mean that the man is definitely the gold cup and the female is the moon cup, because females can have just as much dynamic, active energy, and men can have just as much kind of passive and more nurturing energy than some women. So it is just the energies. It's not about saying, oh, you know, this is the man and this is the woman. It's not about that at all. It's just saying that this is about a flow of energy between two people. Between two people. And I will say, and I don't know whether or not this will go down very well, but having been around quite a few same gender, should I say, same gender relationships, it always struck me, and still strikes me, that there is always one who is more dynamic and more kind of masculine and driven, and always one who is more kind of passive and receptive, regardless of the genders. One always seems to take on more of the kind of leader role. It just seems to be the way that nature has designed it. So this card is talking to me about, there has been this relationship, and in some ways everything was really good. Everything was flowing. You've got this beautiful rainbow here. Communication seemed to be going fine. If it was reversed, I would be saying, uh-oh, this is a stagnated relationship. But I don't think that's what it's about. This is a relationship that has been going fine, but I did get these cards come out with it. And the King of Cups is very much about the kind of emotional immersion within the very deep emotional realm. This is your water signs, Pisces, yourselves, Scorpio and Cancerians. So any of those signs can relate to this card, but that doesn't necessarily have to be that way. It could just be somebody with a lot of water within their astrological makeup as well. And then you have this card here, the Knight of Swords. Very fast moving, very quick acting, an energy that doesn't really have a lot of sentimentality behind it, whereas this card is all sentiment and total immersion in their emotions. This card is much more of the mind, much more logical, much more thinking, much more faster acting. And this card, the Hierophant, these all came out together, and they all came out kind of bridging the Tower. So these cards all came out as a sequence, shall we say, which to me is kind of saying that this Tower moment has kind of made you have to look at your own faith in something. Faith in yourself, maybe. Faith in your belief. To me, the Hierophant is a Sagittarius card. I know there's a lot of readers out there who see this as Taurus, and I can understand why, but I see this much more as a Sagittarius card because it relates to all those kind of things of faith, whether that's in religion or whether that's in something less conventional, shall we say. But it is about commitment. It's about putting your faith into something, your belief into something higher than yourselves. The Hierophant originally in Latin was known as the Pontifex, and the word Pontifex literally means bridge in Latin. And so he was the person who bridged the energies between the earth and the heavens. He brought the wisdom from the heavens down into the earthly realm. And interestingly enough, if you go back further, these wise people, these wise men and women, would have been versed in, because these can also be the seer as well, would have been versed in things like astrology, the kind of more esoteric, hidden realm. They would have known things like astrology. They would have understood the planets. And they would have had faith in the universe, faith in what they know, faith in their knowledge, faith in their understanding. So somehow I feel that this Tower moment has made you kind of have to look at your own faith in life, your own faith in yourself, your commitment to this situation as well. Your commitment. Are you committed to go on this journey? Do you still want to take this journey on because of what's happened here? But this is not, it doesn't say that this is finished. The Knight of Swords, I feel kind of made this happen very quickly. There was a very quick energy, and it's been very emotional, highly emotional. But it is still about this relationship. And it was a relationship built on something worthwhile, I feel. But I just get the feeling that somebody isn't ready, hasn't been ready. Doesn't mean that they're never going to be ready, but they haven't been ready for it. One person is kind of more ready than the other. One person wants something, maybe marriage, maybe engagement, commitment. But there has been something that has kind of moved on quite quickly. An energy of something moving very fast to do with this Tower. And so the Five of Cups, the card that came out with this Five of Cups, is the Hermit, which is saying that this person, I feel this person, whoever it was that did this running away with this Tower, who couldn't kind of commit to something, who found it too difficult, maybe because of past experience themselves. This could be you, Pisces, this could be the other person. But there is this Hermit energy at the moment, and this person does not want to communicate. I get the feeling this person just does not want to communicate. It's almost like they've had to go and look within themselves quite deeply. Because the Hermit is all about kind of our own inner knowledge and seeking our own knowledge and finding answers within ourselves. It's guided light, but it's upside down. So I kind of get the feeling that this person does this kind of, this is their kind of automatic response, shall we say, when things get too serious. This person will disappear. Almost, to me, it almost looks like a bat in this card. It almost looks like they're hanging upside down, which in Native American, Indian and kind of animal oracle cards, the bat is always seen as being kind of the rebirth, transformation, although that's probably more the butterfly. But the bat is always seen as a rebirth card, which of course we've just gone through this Mercury retrograde season as well in Scorpio. So this could also be playing a part in that as well, with all these kind of deeper emotions happening here. Maybe something's been triggered within this person, because this is also upside down. So this is not necessarily something that somebody wanted to deal with, but something has been triggered maybe and has caused this situation for them to run off. So yeah, they're kind of hiding themselves away, asking themselves lots of deep, deep questions that only they have the answer to. Nobody else can answer this for them. They have to answer this themselves. So this card actually came out kind of bridging the future energy together. And the future energy is the Ten of Cups. So there is a very good possibility that this will happen, in the sense that this person will recognise that this person is there, because this is the same couple here. That this person will recognise that this person only wants to help them. That they're there for them. And that they don't want to hurt them. They're not asking them. Or they're not trying to discover things about them so that they can be used against them. Which I feel is maybe what's happened in the past here. But this is a very kind of big change. And again, the Hermit came out in between the two of these cards here. So this is your Hermit energy and also your kind of rebirthing energy. Big questions. And this is the possible outcome. Well, this is the card that has come out as the kind of future. Which of course will still need to be built on. There still needs to be this, challenge taken up. It's not kind of just a fairy story, although I believe on some level that it had those kind of qualities to it, and it's kind of got blown apart. The Tower kind of blew that apart. So there is a need to kind of build on this again. This trust needs to be built on. And let me just put these back down, because the card that came out in between these two cards, which is the heart of the reading, put them that way round, the heart of the reading, the energy that's moving in is the Eight of Swords. And with this Hermit energy as well, it's very similar in the sense that this person feels that they are trapped by their own, trapped and wounded as well by their own experiences, by their own thoughts, by their own beliefs about things, about their own worries and fears, which I feel is very much more to do with the past and past relationships than it is to do with this present relationship. But I do feel that it has kind of triggered this situation from the past that needs to be reconciled, which is kind of what this card here is saying as well. But I do feel that there will be a rebirth here. Something will be reborn from this. But it is, again, it's up to whoever, it's up to you, Pisces, as to whether or not you want to take this back on board and take it up as a challenge. Because things have changed as well within this relationship. Things have changed. Now the cards that came out with the Ten of Cups, I got the Page of Swords. Now the Page of Swords to me is communication. It's a young energy. It's an energy that needs to be nurtured, and kind of, because it's reversed here, I get the feeling that these two really need not only to talk, but they really need to communicate. And this is really what Temperance is about as well, this kind of need to communicate. Because in a relationship, if you don't communicate, then everything does become stagnant. And although it's not up that way, which says to me that this couple's relationship has been built on communication, or that this couple have a really good connection when it comes to communication, heart to heart. They do understand each other very well, and this again is what this kind of represents as well. They do understand each other. But because this is a young energy, it's an energy that needs to be looked after, taken care of. It's an energy that can be quite kind of impulsive as well. Similar to the Knight of Swords in that sense, quite impulsive, but not quite as harsh as the Knight of Swords. The Knight of Swords is much more cutting and much harsher in its energy, and the way that it uses its words can be very painful, very wounding. The Page of Cup has more of a kind of childlike energy about it, more of an innocence. It doesn't do it to hurt in the same way. It's more about, with the Page of Cups, about trying to learn about somebody in some ways, which I feel is kind of, again, this energy here, that this was what this was about, this person trying to find out more or wanting more. So that's the energy that's in between, or is with the Ten of Cups. And you also got these two, which came out together as well, which is the Eight of Wands, which is again communication. Again, it's upside down. And the Temperance card again, which came out upside down. So I think that what this is saying is that this needs to be resolved, and until this person has decided that they are going to talk, really nothing can be done. Really, it's a time of kind of waiting, playing the long game, which you, Pisces, may feel you've done enough of. You might not want to be playing the long game. But you've had Temperance come out twice. Once reversed and once up the right way. And because it's reversed, for me, this always kind of speaks of a stagnation, of things not flowing, of things not happening the way you want them to happen. There may be communication with the Page of Swords, but it may also be very kind of how can I put it? Kind of communication that kind of skirts around the issues, that neither of you may want to actually talk to each other about these issues, that you both may be kind of fearing those issues. and what you really want. And again, Pisces, this could be you, this could be the person that you're interested in. But this is the energy that you're kind of having to deal with, is this kind of communication that's going to come in. I feel it's going to come in bits and pieces. Because of the Eight of Wands being upside down as well. If it was upright, it would be very fast, incoming, quick energy. But it's up, it's reversed. So it's kind of saying to me that this will be conversations that are going to build up gradually. Gradual. And also with this Page of Swords, communication. So it's kind of saying don't try and make this happen too soon. But again, it is up to this person here as to whether or not they want to take this up as a challenge. Okay, Pisces, so those are your messages for today. I hope they have been of some help to you. If you have liked my video, please could you thumbs it up for me. Could you also subscribe to my channel and tap the bell for future videos if you want to find out more. I will be putting more videos out there. As I say, I will also be doing an intuitive astrology read video later today. And in the meantime, share this with anybody if you feel that it's going to be a benefit to anybody that you know. And hopefully I will see you back next time. Take care. Bye bye.